Hey everyone. It is time for me to do a debt update. I started my cash budgeting journey officially August of this year, 2023. Prior to that, I was doing cash budgeting, but in a very simplified form until I figured out exactly how to get everything right. But for now, let's get on to my debt update. So I'm going to put that over here. What I'm going to do is, for the end of the year, I am going to write out, because I want to have like the final debt update, and I want to put on everything that I started with from the beginning of the year, which is terrifying, really. So this is what we are left with from the end of November. These were the balances at the end of November's update. So I am going to list out the rest that we actually started with. All right, we had an Amex card, and the balance on that was $1,677.67. We have Sam's Club. Now I'm putting an asterisk there because I still use this card, but I pay it off every time I use it. So, but prior to now, that was the balance of the Sam's Club card. Then we had a Capital One. I'm going to put an asterisk there. This one here, some of my business subscriptions still come off this, and if you've seen my weekly updates, you'll see there's like a 9 and a 6, and that's the card. So I think that I'll probably remove them and just have it come out of my business account, as in cash-wise, not on a credit card. But prior to that, the balance on that one was $2,524.36. Then we had an Affirm. We had too many Affirms. That had a balance of $250.44. We had another Affirm, and that balance was $735.70. We had a Credit One card, and that balance was $634.80. We had a Wayfair card, which was a credit card, not a store card. That balance was $3,054.76. We had a Walmart card, which is a Capital One card, but I call it Walmart card because it's a store card. I put an asterisk there because I do use that for my groceries and pay it off. So there is always a zero balance on that card. But prior to cash budgeting and starting to pay my debt off, it had a balance of $3,579.66. We then had a Wells Fargo credit card. Oh, Wells Wargo. That's what happens when your brain goes quicker than you can write. Wells Fargo. And the balance on that was $4,941. I had a Costco City card. The balance on that was $6,047.90. I had a Carter's card for my grandkids that I would buy their clothes and send them back to Australia. That I was pretty good at paying off, but it did have a balance of $99.92. We had another Affirm, and that had a balance of $112.08. And then we had a Kohl's card, that had a balance of $199.26. So we also had, and I don't have enough room for that, I might just write it down here. We had from Navy Credit Union, that was, oh my gosh, I don't know the exact figure. I might know it. Hang on one second. I don't have the actual balance of that, but it was in excess of $17,000. Okay. All of this added up, and I'm not sure if it's completely accurate because I was in such disarray when I was trying to figure this out. $68,396.15 in consumer debt. So let's start. What are the balances on these now? And I've got to get out my little sheets because I don't retain it. Let me grab, yes, I've got them right here. Okay, so we're going to start with this exciting one. These two are personal loans. These two are personal loans. This is a credit card. So in the month of December, we paid $355.86. And I don't remember the exact date. I think it was only a couple of weeks ago. It might have been only last week. I'm going to put December of 2023. That's minus $355.86. And we have a balance of $0. So we are officially credit card debt free. And what I'm going to do is the next one, which is started off with the first Discover loan. The starting balance at the end of November was $3,197.79. We now, the balance we paid, let me figure it out because I add the interest into it. So 23.63. We paid $276.37. We haven't paid it off. So the balance is $2,921.42 is what we're going into January, into next year with. And then the horrible personal loan, I hate this one. If you've watched me, you well know. We came in with $18,876.71, and this is where it's just horrific. We made a $500 payment, and then there was $325.70 in interest. So out of that $500 payment, we only paid $174.30. Haven't paid it off. That's giving us an ending balance of $18,704.41. Now, the plan. Now that this is paid off, thank God, I am going to be hitting this one here, the one that's $2,921. Everything is going to go to that. I want to knock this out very, very quickly. This interest wasn't too bad. I think it's around 7% or something. It wasn't too bad. This one here, oh my God, it's like 21% interest. It's absurd, and I can't deal with paying $325 off in interest. So the good news is I have got this refinanced. I have this refinanced for 0% until January 2025. I am so excited. So my minimum payment is $500, and I know that $500 is going to come directly off that balance. I just am so, so excited. I am full of positivity and focus and intention and determination next year to get rid of these and be completely consumer debt free. Just have our house payment. So we ended up last year when we were falling into the abyss of debt and I discovered cash stuffing. I discovered it around March. And I think Thriving in Chaos was one of the first. There was a couple. I kind of just got mesmerized by it and watched a lot of videos and started writing some things out. So since then, we have paid all of these. And it is the best feeling to have paid all of these off. And to only have, now going into January, my debt overview is going to have 2 lines. And that to me is phenomenal. I was telling my husband that our credit, I have several bank accounts with Capital One, and they just sent me a $10,000 credit card, right? Yeah, some ridiculous interest rate on that. It's absurd. But I do have a question that I want to ask some people who are pretty savvy with these cashback cards. I really would like to know what people's thoughts are on me making all of our bills auto pay from that $10,000 credit card. Now, I don't ever carry the card with me, but it's a cashback credit card. And if I auto pay all our bills onto that and then pay every month, pay it off to a 0 balance, I want to know your thoughts on that. I am not scared to run the credit up at all. As I said, I'm not going to carry the card at all. I'm not going to carry the card. I'm just thinking more proactively. How I opened my Capital One bank account, there was a deal that if I opened the account and had an direct deposit within so many days, they'd give me $350. That was too good to pass up. I did that. I got my $350, went straight into my my high yield savings account, my emergency fund. And if I can track, and I'll track it every month, how much cash back we get. I'd like to see how much cash back we get in a year. But I don't want to, I just want I want to know what you guys think about that. I'd love it. Any kind of input would be great. Just to let me see. So I don't remember all the payoff dates. Just know that this is what we have done in 2023. And I wish I'd found this system 20 years ago. We would be in a much different situation right now, and I has a guess that my house would be paid off if I had found this a long time ago. So I'm not going to go right down. I just want you to have a look at my year and what we've achieved. So let's get into some little figures here. Make sure I'm still recording. So this month's total is $2,921.42 and $18,704.41. So our total this month is $21,625.83. So we have paid off $2,712.50 this month. So that progress for this month is 2,712.50 divided by 24,338.33. That is 11.1%. That's fantastic. I'm just going to have a quick look at last month's because I don't remember what last month's Here we go. We paid 7.8% off last month. So we've done better this month. All right, so this month's total is $21,625.83. Our overall progress, 68,396, 15 minus 21, 625.83. Oh boy, we have paid off $46,770.32. That's insane. Sorry, I'm just like reveling. Okay, so we're going to take that and divide that by $68,396.15. And we have paid off 68.4% of our debt off, which is insane to me. Last month, it was 67.2 and it's 68.4. So that's incredible to me. I can see the light at the end of the tunnel, and I never ever thought I'd be able to say that. Oh boy. Okay, so what I've done is, this was my original debt payoff tracker. But to colour in one of these, I'd have to pay off $1,710. And really, I got to be honest with you, I'm keeping this, but I like the small wins. You know, I like to see the progress. So I downloaded these freebies, and this is how we're going to do it. We are going to do it this way. Now, you'll notice this original Discover Loan number 1, which I think I'll write on here. Discover personal loan. Oh, I'm just going to put Discover because I got the other one refinanced. Woohoo! So originally it started at $7,500 loan, and we are past the 50%. And this is what I'm going to work on very quickly. So each section is $75. So that's how I want to do it. These are actual payments made. So I'll colour in a payment. So that's for that one. And then I loved this, Game of Loans. I'm a huge Game of Thrones fan. Anyone else? Let's hear it. So the total debt for that Discover original loan was $20,000. So I'm going to write on here that this is now 0% interest from Bank of America. I'm going to put January 2025 is when that's up. Not that that matters, because it's going to be done as soon as I can. As soon as I got rid of that other Discover, everything is going on here. So this is all I'm at right now. Each of these is $200. You can see I've got a long way to go, but $200. So for the same amount here, 68. So I'd cut 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I mean, I have to get 8 of these before I can colour in one of these. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use both. I may not end up doing it, but for right now, this is what I'm going to do. These were free, and they're from the debt-free charts. So that's how I'm going to track that. And I just have 2. These are my debt trackers. This was my Menards card, and I would write down all the savings challenges and the payments that I made. And I will do the same now going into this one. We're going to try and knock this down. So that's where I'm at today, December 31st, 2023. And this is what I'm going into 2024 with, $21,625.83 worth of debt. Now, I wanted to take a minute to show you where I started. It was messy. It was complex. When I first started, this is what I did. I wrote down, I just had this, as you can see, February. Actually, so I must have started watching in January. So, you know, I tried to figure out how to do all this, and we had so much credit card. We were paying around $2,000 a month just on minimum payments for credit cards. And I wasn't working at this time. And we were able to, nothing was late, nothing went into collections. We were able to do it, but we literally had no money. We had no savings, nothing. So I wanted to show you, this is how I started. March, April, I mean, I just started. So you don't need all the stuff. You know, it just got messy. And when I discovered that I was able to figure things out as I went on, I realized that the one thing that I really needed to do was track. These were all our credit card payments. This was just, it was just insane. These were the minimum payments. It was just crazy. It was just, and this was me trying to work out sinking funds. I mean, it was absurd because we just didn't have the money. We just did not have the money. I don't know what I was thinking, but I tried and I kept going at it. So this is how I will show you. So this started from, my tracking my expenses started from this because I ended up never having enough money. So I stopped doing this for a little while. I mean, I kind of kept it and followed it, but I did this and I tracked every single thing we spent. I still do it to this day. It helps me. And this is how I ended up knowing what we spent money on, or what we didn't spend money on. Let's be honest. I mean, I've never had so much money budgeted for the things we need. I mean, we literally need no more than what we've got. Yes, we've got debt, but I mean, as you've seen, we're tackling that. But honestly, I mean, my cash tray is insane right now. I have $520 for savings challenges, money for gas, daily challenges, extra money for savings challenges, more savings challenges, and this is money to go back to the bank. It's just, I just love this system. I'm trying to get my kids on, well, my youngest right now, I'm trying to get him onto it because I just said to him, I just want you to do it because you're 21 years old. You're going to be 22 next year. And if you start this now, you are going to be in an amazing position in your life. And you know, if you work hard now, it'll pay off so much when you get older. We didn't start this. I'm 55 years old. And this is when we started. So on that note, even though we had so much debt, I don't have any retirement. When I came to this country 22 years ago, my husband got a job with the federal government, and I had to learn about his retirement because it's, you know, different system, different country. I had to learn. And the easiest thing for me to do was to focus on his retirement because I was actually pregnant and had an 11-month-old baby, 11-year-old child. And I just threw myself into his retirement and figured it out. And we have a really, really good retirement. Every time he got a pay rise, that got thrown into a Roth, into the thrift savings. He's a federal employee. I just did little things like that. Even though we were terrible with money, I'm so grateful I had the foresight to put every pay rise towards his retirement. And my philosophy was we didn't have the money, so therefore we wouldn't have missed it. And I'm so glad we've done that. He has 2 years to go as of Tuesday, and our retirement is looking pretty good. However, this is what we need to clear. This debt, and I need to have a plan for the mortgage, but that is a way off. I'm not too concerned about the mortgage right now. I know that once we get consumer debt free and I get my 3 to 6 months 3 to 6 months ahead, then we'll start tackling the mortgage. But when we retire, I'll still be doing this, and we're going to be retiring, and we're going to spend summer in the States and winter here in the States, in Australia, in their summer. I will cash budget in Australia. I will do the same thing. I don't ever want to give this up. So anyway, my friends, it is New Year's Eve, and I am so ready to get into 2024. I'm leaving this dumbass Danny of the past in 2023, and she is soldiering, charging into 2023 with confidence and determination and intention, and she is going to do it. Thanks for watching. I love you all. Have a fantastic new year, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace out.